classic tracks.
All right, well, this is Central Avenue. This bike lane pretty much goes all the way up to Eastway Crossing. And it's not bad, but one of the things I really want to highlight is it's not separated. Usually when you get pedestrians or cyclists, they're on the sidewalk. I don't know if you saw this earlier, but on the left-hand side, a younger woman riding what looks to be a BMX-style bicycle, and she is on the sidewalk. Why is this? Well, this bike lane is for cyclists that we would usually refer to as bold and enthused. It is not AAA rated. Despite what some might say, the concept that we have for AAA rating is that it is accessible for all ages and abilities. All ages and abilities. So you could say quadruple A, but AAA works better. Just because it's not as awkward. So that being said, I will say my first-hand experience with this avenue is that there are a lot of pedestrians and there are a lot of cyclists. Well, why is this? One of the big reasons is that there's actually a large swath of apartment complexes. Oh look, you see another cyclist up ahead. See, that's definitely vital to kind of pay attention to this. It's not your traditional idea of what a cyclist is, and hopefully we'll catch up to them so you can get a better look. But it's a gentleman wearing a blue hoodie on a mountain bike, riding on the sidewalk. I'm willing to bet that their ethnicity is either African American or Latino, primarily because that's the main demographic of this community here in East Charlotte, especially on Central Avenue. Alright, and you can kind of see why this isn't necessarily AAA rated. You see vehicles fairly close. You don't really have much protection or encouragement for drivers to yield to you. And look at this example right here. Just pathetic. But yeah. How's it going? Alright, and not to be an asshole, but I was right. Hispanic gentleman, I would probably say mid-20s. He certainly has better facial hair than I do. So, it's, again, not the typical idea that we have in culture about what a cyclist looks like. But here in East Charlotte especially, and in other underserved communities that might not necessarily have access to a car, this tends to be a fairly common sight. There are a lot of people in East Charlotte, especially on Central Avenue, that cycle. And so because of that, I really want to stress the need for this infrastructure to actually come into place. If we don't have it, we put these people at further risk. We talk all the time about how the intersections where the sidewalk or the bike lane meets areas for cars to enter into it, and how hazardous that is. But we don't do anything about it other than encourage a course or encourage people to be vigilant when they're riding their bikes. Why can't we do something better? This could very easily, I mean, extremely easily, have a couple of changes to make this more bikeable and more walkable. And one of the main things I really want to stress is that part of that means reducing the capacity for vehicles on this roadway. Who's heard of the Central Avenue bus lane? Well, you're looking at it. It's a former site. Charlotte DOT did a test trial of it during the pandemic. Bus riders loved it. Cyclists also loved it because, guess what? There's no cars in this lane. The only thing that was there was the occasional bus driver. So that reduced the amount of conflict you were having to deal with vehicles wandering over into the lane. And since drivers knew, hey, I can't be in the right lane, when they pulled out, they had to pay extra attention to what's here and here to go into that leftmost lane. Some people said that it restricted their freedom of movement. That's not true. The only thing it did, according to some of the studies that I've seen and some conversations I've had with the advisory committee for our transportation system, is that it added a minute to people's commute. This was a small improvement, and you can see the former paint of it, bus only. This is a small improvement that dramatically made the public transit here better, dramatically improved the comfort for cyclists and pedestrians using the crosswalks, and we decided to kill it because people didn't want to sit 1 minute in traffic. That's kind of fucked up, if I'm being completely frank with you. That's not at all the mindset that we should have as a city. And one of the things we need to recognize is that if we don't make these changes and stick to them, we're just going to keep getting stuck in more traffic during the 8 a.m. to, I want to say 9:30 a.m. rush, and during the 4 p.m. Goddamn, to roughly 5:30, even 6 p.m. rush. This gets pretty congested, and you wind up with a lot of situations where the people on their bicycle regularly outpace it. But that's about the Central Avenue bus lane and bike lane. Why we need to invest in it, it's definitely a huge thing that I'm going to always continue to advocate for, no matter what.